Hello friends, welcome to engineering tutorial. So in the previous videos related to waves and oscillations, we discussed about the various introductory concepts related to waves and oscillations and the various things which we are going to cover. And we also discussed about periodic motion and the mathematical analysis of periodic motion with the help of periodic functions. We discussed about sine and cosine functions and why they are periodic in nature and those related concepts. So in this video we are going to discuss about a concept associated with oscillatory motion, which is simple harmonic motion. Okay, so before discussing it in detail, the basic concepts related to it, first let us just have a quick look so that we are aware, we have them in the back of our minds, that the two basic concepts related to motion, which are periodic and oscillatory motion. Periodic motion, it repeats itself after a fixed interval of time, and that is called as the time period. Oscillatory motion is a type of periodic motion with an extra characteristic that it moves along the same path and exhibits a to and fro motion between two extreme points with a fixed reference position called as the equilibrium or mean position. And an important thing related to periodic and oscillatory motion, that all oscillatory motions are periodic in nature, but not all periodic motions are oscillatory. Okay, now this the examples of oscillatory motion, it is very important that the simple pendulum, the spring loaded with a mass, the vibrating tuning fork, we have already discussed that. So the simple harmonic motion, okay, it comes under the category of oscillatory motion. Okay, so it is oscillatory motion, it means it is periodic. Okay, periodic motion, and it will exhibit a to and fro movement, a to and fro motion between two extreme points, and it will have a particular reference position in between called as the equilibrium or mean position. And the graph of the displacement from the mean position, this equilibrium position, and time is a sine or cosine curve. So I have already told you in the periodic, while discussing the periodic functions and periodic motion, that video, that sine and cosine function, that graph and that function, it will come in, it will come into the picture while discussing every aspect, every concept related to waves and oscillations. So see here the sine and cosine curve, the displacement from the mean position versus time, it is a sine or cosine curve, it is represented in terms of that. So this simple harmonic motion, if we want to understand them with the help of a diagram, so this can be, if we want to understand it, let us say that a particle at the starting time, at the initial time at t equals to 0, it is at this position O, at the center, in the middle. Now as time progresses, this particle or body in the middle at position O, it moves to P, then to Q, crossing this middle position O, it moves to Q, then again it returns back to O, and it continues this motion, this to and fro motion away from this equilibrium position in the middle, in between the two extreme positions P and Q. So here P and Q are the two extreme points, the two extreme positions in this to and fro movement of this particle, and O is the equilibrium or mean position. Okay, so the particle is initially in the middle. It moves from O to P, or it can move from O to Q, then it moves to P, then returns back to O, or it can start from O, go to P, again go to Q, crossing O, and again return back to O. So the point here I'm trying to make is that no matter in which direction it goes first, it has to first reach one extreme position, be it P or Q. Then again from that extreme position it has to reach the other extreme, either from P to Q or from Q to P, and then it has to finally return to the central, this reference or this equilibrium position. This is the behavior, this is the movement, the characteristic that it should exhibit to qualify as simple harmonic motion. Okay, starting from O, reaches one extreme position, be it P, or from O to Q, or from O to P. Then from P it moves to, if it is at P it goes to Q crossing O, if it is at Q it goes to P crossing O, then it moves from that extreme position and returns back to its initial position. Okay, so when it completes one complete movement traversing both directions and returns back to the central position or the equilibrium position, covering the total path, okay, the total path to be traversed, then it is said to have completed one complete oscillation or one complete vibration. Okay, and this displacement from the equilibrium position, that is from O to P or O to Q, if we measure it, it can be represented in terms of this sine function. Okay, now suppose here we consider it as in terms of the coordinate system. This is the x-axis, let's say. This is the center, 0. Anything towards the right positive, anything towards the left negative. So in that way, so at time t1, let's say the particle is at a distance of x1 from the mean position or the equilibrium position. So here at time t1, the displacement from the mean position, the center, 0 or O, whatever it is, x1. Okay, so this is the displacement versus time graph. Now when it completes one oscillation, that is from, let's say, O, Q, P, O, O to Q, Q to P, again from P to O, okay, O, Q, P, O, then it is said to have complete one complete vibration, one complete oscillation, and the time taken by that the particle to complete one oscillation or vibration, it is capital T, which is the time period, and this is called as one complete cycle. Okay, so the various parameters, time period T, let us discuss it. The particle, it is said to have complete one vibration or one oscillation, as I said, if it starts from O and moves through positions O, P, Q, O, just as I said, O, P, Q, O or O, Q, P, O. Okay, anyway, O, Q, P, O or O, P, Q, O, in either direction, it has to reach the one extreme, again go to the other extreme, and from that extreme it has to reach the equilibrium position. Then it is said to have completed one vibration. So the time taken to complete that one vibration or oscillation is called as the time period T. Okay, capital T. Then frequency. It is the number of complete vibrations or number of complete oscillations by this particle or body in 1 second. In 1 second, how many of such complete vibrations or complete oscillations this particle, it completes. Okay, that is called as the frequency of oscillation or frequency of vibration of that particle. Now this is f is equal to, small f is equal to 1 by time period or capital T. So this is frequency. So the mathematical representation of simple harmonic motion. So the popular choice, which is sine function. X, this displacement here, x is the displacement from the mean position. Okay, x is the displacement from this equilibrium position from O. Displacement from O either towards P or towards Q. That is represented in terms of the sine function. X is equal to a sine 2 pi ft, where a is the maximum separation in either directions. Okay, this maximum separation, it is a. From O to P, OP is a, OQ is a. Okay, so no matter which one we take as negative or positive, generally in terms of the coordinate system, the left hand side will be negative, this one side, right hand side, OQ side will be positive. So it's your choice. So this is the maximum separation, OP in one extreme, OQ the other extreme, the maximum displacement from the equilibrium position, that is A. So a sine 2 pi ft or a sine omega t also, omega is the angular frequency, omega is 2 pi f, or we can write it that way, or we can write it as x is equal to a sine 2 pi by tt, which is, we know f is equal to 1 by t. So if we replace f with 1 by capital T, it will be this, or we can write it as a sine omega t, as I said, the angular frequency. This is the mathematical representation of simple harmonic motion. So again, sine function is used. You can also use cosine function. If you write here a cos omega t, it will not be wrong, it will also be right, no problem. Now generally when we write the mathematical representation of simple harmonic motion, here the motion has started from t equals to 0, right here from the origin. But in real life situation, it never happens like that. It either starts somewhere from here to the right or from the left of this origin. So there, in such situations, we have to represent it in terms of this. Xt is sine omega t plus phi, where phi is the initial phase constant. Okay, no matter from where it starts, if it does not start from the origin, then we have to take into account the initial phase angle or the phase constant value. So this is the equation of simple harmonic motion, which you will find everywhere, in everywhere where you see discuss about simple harmonic motion. This is the I think the best way to represent simple harmonic motion. Okay, this is also right, but this is the most appropriate way. Okay, xt sine omega t plus phi. Here I have missed the a. Okay, here I have missed the a. Xt is a sine omega t plus phi. Okay, a sine, small a sine omega t plus phi. I have missed the a here. Okay, I am sorry for that. It is small a here. I have just missed it. Okay, xt is equal to a sine omega t plus phi. Okay, so here we have discussed about the simple harmonic motion. Okay, the basic definition of SHM, the diagrammatic representation, the displacement versus time graph of SHM, the various parameters associated with it, the mathematical representation. So I hope you like this video, and please subscribe my channel Engineering Tutorial for more such videos related to engineering, science and technology. Have a great day. Thank you very much.